Our database has got a database of products for every city. I mean, you kind of start thinking about how, 10,000 products and all that information per city.
Oh my God.
And then in that, per hub, if it's different in different areas. So it's been a massive undertaking. Now we're ready to go. What does that mean to us? Well, if you've seen over the period of time, we came out initially, we had the phase one, and then you've seen us layer this compensation plan to make sure that it'll correspond with the activities that we want you to do. If you notice that, how it just kind of falls into place.
Yes.
Now also, you heard the old saying that a rising tide raises all boats.
Yeah.
Y'all should be familiar with that around here.
Yeah.
Right? And a hurricane sends them halfway to Pensacola. So that's what's happening here. We got a plan, and we knew that one side was going to raise the other. But let me tell you, we introduced the iHub concept because we went to Orlando, and I had to spend 3 days, almost 4, looking at offices, going to get licensed, getting the inspections done, etc. And I started to drive home, and Mike Parrish rode back with me. He had rode down with the other guys, and he rode back with me, and we got in the truck. And Mike's job was to go follow me into these areas when we set it up. And I said, Mike, I just signed my last lease. And you could have just seen it, the blood run out of his face. I mean, he just thought he was terminated or something. And I said, I got a different way. We're going to do it independence.
All right.
And go ahead, you set it up. So we set it up, and we wait. We went ahead to introduce it. We'd open one in Pensacola. We'd open one in Orlando. But just because you open a hub doesn't mean that buying habit gets broken. It's still hard.
Yeah.
And we realized that it was going to need something else. We realized that we didn't want anybody to open a hub. We introduced it. Orlando wasn't open when we had National Convention. And we had anticipated what was going to happen there. So we came out with the iHub, and after we opened Orlando, I wasn't satisfied with the way that it was going to work out. And I said, I don't want to open anymore right now. I want to just, we got to fix this. We got to make sure, because it does us no good if somebody opens a hub and it's not successful. And we knew that it was going to need corporate help. And that's the reason we came out with the MAC program, MAC, Marketing Acquired Customers, where we can come into an area and we can actually run ads, create those customers, give those customers to whomever's participating in MAC, and that's a great way to build their income, plus it builds a residual for all uplines. But it still needed something else. And Charlie Thaxton from Tennessee, this guy's a marketing genius. He's about 73 years old, I think, something like that, Dan.
Yeah.
And just wide open as you want to be. But the guy thinks in numbers that scares most people. I mean, he'll get up in an opportunity meeting and say, how many of y'all want to make $1 million a month? And and he believes it. And he does it. See, this is a guy that's made so much money in network marketing, he gave $1 million away to charity. Well, if you're going to give $1 million away, what you got to have? Right? So you start thinking in terms a little differently than most people, right? So Charlie's thinking way up here. Most people are way down here thinking about this, okay? And Charlie came to us. He came to our home office and visited with us, had a great plan, came back, or went back to Tennessee. We talked about it. He had some things that would work, some things that we were still wondering if it would. And he called me one day and he said, hey, I got a plan that I want to pilot in Knoxville. You don't have to tell the organization, you don't have to tell anybody. We just want to do this and see if it'll work. I think it's the greatest thing that ever will hit. He told me about it. I called a couple of employees in and we talked to them about it. And we said, yeah, we agree. We believe that is massive. I said, why don't y'all go ahead. I'll look at the contracts over the weekend, make sure everything's right. Florida's going to lose, Alabama's going to win. It's a typical weekend. I just had to throw that in.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.